So I'm just hanging out in the polar vortex. Not a whole lot going on today. Getting ready for this cold that's about to come in. Today it's about 20 degrees. Not too bad. Nothing I can't handle. But we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow in. It's been snowing all morning long, and we've definitely accumulated a few inches here. But it's supposed to get a lot worse in the next hour or so. So pretty much everything's been closed down, as the memes on the internet have been going around saying, Michigan is closed today. This really isn't that bad, in my opinion, though. We used to get a lot more snow. It's colder these days, in my opinion. I feel like our winters are colder, but we don't get as much snow as we used to. Although this is a pretty good amount. This is more getting closer to our normal winter type of deal. I personally enjoy the cold. Everybody goes crazy. Can't believe it. Whatever. Why do you live in Michigan if you can't stand the winters? Get out of here. Go to Florida or something. But I like it. I like it. Maybe it's because I was born in winter. But it's just a nice change. I think it's fun to drive in. I like that we have all 4 seasons. We have usually we have a very distinguished fall, a very distinguished summer, very distinguished winter and spring, and you really get to experience all 4 of those things here in Michigan, and I do enjoy it. And it is fun to drive in. It's dangerous to drive in, true. A lot of accidents, could be a lot of problems, but it's still fun to me. And so I'm just out and about today because I went to Krav Maga this morning. We had some snow, but it wasn't quite this much yet, so I felt like I could drive well enough and wasn't too big of a deal to go and get my workout in. So I did that. And then since I was out, I figured I might as well do some shopping. And so I picked up a little bit of extra firewood, as you can see back there. The milk and bread that everybody gets before a blizzard. But I also had a little project that I'm working on that I need to go run up to the Home Depot to finish that up. And I'm actually going to make a separate video about that. But, so just needed to run some errands, figured I'd do all that, and thought this would be a nice time to do some recording. Let you guys see what we deal with out here for the people who live in warmer climates who may be watching this. So winter driving tips from Kris, a winter driving enthusiast. I think the main thing that you need to know, if nothing else, is don't step on the brakes unless you don't have to. I mean, unless you have to. But try to drive at a pace where you have enough space between you and the next car. Look far enough ahead, plan ahead, and minimize stepping on the brakes. Usually when you step on the brakes, that's when the car slides. I feel that I have much better control of the vehicle if I just lay off the brakes as much as possible. And of course, you come into an intersection, you want to brake, but start braking way back. Start just slowing the car down, kind of gradually stopping, and then come to a nice calm stop. And then everything in winter driving is just got to be slowed down a little bit calmer. That's the way that I do it. Don't overcorrect on things. You know, sometimes the car is going to slide. Don't panic. Let it slide a little bit. I find that you can kind of like drifting. It's by losing control, you gain control. Like you can sometimes control that slide as long as you don't panic and you just let the car do what it's going to do, and you can kind of anticipate how it's going to slide. And that's something I learned when I was in high school. There was an empty lot across the street from our school, and I went to a very small school, and it was not a real wealthy or fancy school, but so, you know, it was small. This parking lot was for students to park their cars, but I don't think a whole lot of people had cars. Especially, you know, you're not allowed to drive till you're 16, so that's what's off. No, I think it's 17 or whatever here. So yeah, so there weren't a lot of cars there. So me and a couple of my friends, we would often go to that lot and just do donuts and drive around and drive all crazy, and it was fun, but we learned a lot about how cars act in winter. And that's something that I think is, if you're not comfortable driving in winter weather, you should probably do that. And so that's something I do every year. You know, the first snow, I go out and I drive just to remember, especially if it's a new car, which this is. I've had this car for about a year. And so I always go out and how does this thing drive in snow? How does it drive on ice? What does it feel like when it slides? And kind of get a feel for it. And you pretty quickly get comfortable with it and it makes sense. And I got into an accident when I was my first year learning how to drive. Like I said, I was born in winter. And so get my license, you know, the day I get my license, it was probably a blizzard that day. And so I really learned how to drive in winter more so than in summer. And I did get into a car accident, totaled that bad boy up. But since then, I've been a lot better, and I enjoy winter driving. So just thought I'd share this with you guys. Our snow day, our pre-Vortex day. Tomorrow we're supposed to get the terrible, like sub 20, like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. And so that's gonna be pretty brutal. I don't plan on going out in that. I don't mind going out in snow. We get down to negative 20. I usually stay in the house. I'm anticipating everything being closed tomorrow anyway. Yeah, no one's gonna be out in that who doesn't have to be. So, but it's so pretty. I mean, look at this. I like how it looks when everything's coated in white. And I'm parking right next to a fire hydrant, I realized. Not parked though, it'll be... If something catches on fire, I'll move. But look how pretty this is. It's like this nice little blanket of snow, and it's coming down pretty decent. I don't know how well the camera picks it up. This is nice. I enjoy it. And so I'll have to do some shoveling, which I usually, a lot of times I end up doing it at night. I don't know why, but I usually just go out with my dog and at night, and it's calm and quiet and peaceful, and I just enjoy it. Yeah. Oh, look at that car. I don't know how well you can see it, but it did some little bit of sliding. Fun stuff. This is probably a good opportunity for me to do a video on maybe some winter prepping as well. I don't know that I'll have time to do that today. But maybe over the course of this polar vortex, I'll have time to do that. Show you what I keep in my car in case of emergencies. Show you what our plans are for power outages, and we do have a plan, and that's a big part of my prepping. Is we plan out what we're going to do in these cases, and we practice it, and so that everybody's on the same page, and it's kind of all automatic. And honestly, it's kind of fun. You get an opportunity to test your gear, and I'm just kind of driving around. Just pulled off into some little neighborhood here. This isn't too far from where I live, but you know, rather be safe than sorry. I don't want to show you guys, don't want to take you right to my house. that's just crazy talk. But just drive around a little neighborhood. I was on a busier street, but that didn't feel too safe trying to record while driving, especially in these type of conditions. So I figured I'd just pull off and into a residential area where there's no traffic or very little traffic, and I could just drive around here a little bit and talk to you guys. Let's go this way. No real agenda in mind here, just kind of driving, looking at stuff. Nice looking area. So yeah, so maybe I'll try to do a video of that later, but for now I'll just show you the pretty snow, and that's it. It's all right. Have fun, stay warm. Catch you in the next video. Deuces.